down 1,000 times. I ain't going nowhere. Yeah, I'm standing right here. Demons all around, but I ain't got no fear.
Welcome to the show, guys. Back on the drive with you. Good morning. In the studio, we've got Tim, a.k.a. the Bald Man. Tim, welcome to the show, brother.
Hello.
And the audience loves you, man. I'm excited to have you on. We got an exciting one here today, Tim. We are talking about some older dudes, right? They're not getting much love in the fantasy community. They're not really talked about, understandably so, especially in dynasty leagues. Nobody wants them. Everybody wants the rookies. They want the young guns. But I really, really want to talk about, and I'm going to be straight up with you. I'm most likely not drafting any of these guys, but they need to be talked about. They need to be considered in mid to later rounds. There is some value there. And we got to address them. Guys like Nick Chubb, guys like Austin Ekeler, for example. We got 6 of them here for you. I want to dive into it, have some fun here. Tim, are you ready to rock and talk about old dudes like yourself?
Absolutely. These are my people.
They're your guys. I'm excited to dive in. But before we do, there isn't much in the news, but you know me, man. I like to talk about the latest news.
We now have breaking news.
There isn't much here to talk about too much, but I do have to address a couple quick things. Breece Hall, Breece the Beast, right? Worked in rehab. He has an undisclosed injury during the voluntary workout Wednesday because, so he's got this undisclosed injury and he was basically in rehab. So I don't know what he's doing, man. What's going on with Breece the Beast, Tim? Should I be concerned?
I don't know. I mean, they're saying he worked out in rehab. So he spent the day on the sidelines doing modified work is basically what it sounded like to me. I don't know.
Worked in rehab area during the voluntary workout. Okay, so he's in this rehab area. So maybe he's, by the sideline just watching. Yeah.
Could be anything, man. Could be he had a Charlie horse. Could be his back was hurting today. Who knows?
Who knows? I'm not really, really concerned, but it is something to maybe monitor. Josh Jacobs, he had his hamstring things. He's participated in some drills during voluntary workout. So Josh Jacobs already dealing with some sort of hamstring issue. That could linger into the season. We've seen it with guys back in the day, Leonard Fournette, guys that have hamstring injuries. Sometimes they linger. Could be a pest for a guy who's coming off pretty early in fantasy drafts, Tim.
Yeah, that is a problem. Definitely. Hamstrings are always one of those funky ones, man.
So be careful if you got Josh Jacobs. Other than that, man, nothing really. Pat Fryermuth, the guy who's coming to the Fantasy Sports Summit. Guys, if you haven't got your ticket, grab it. Virtual Summit, August 21st. We're doing a live Q&A with NFL athletes. PS5 giveaway. Secure your ticket right now. Pat Fryermuth, apparently he's really excited about the offense. He's excited, and apparently there's talk of him being used quite a bit. He's excited about the scheme offense and Arthur Smith. I don't know if anyone's excited about Arthur Smith and what he's bringing to the teams. And he apparently he's going to be involved heavily in the passing game. That's kind of the word around the street in Pittsburgh right now.
Whoop-de-doo.
It's like not that much news. Oh, also, Tariq Cohen was acquired by the Jets. Now, apparently he's there just to be a punt returner, but this is a guy that I thought was out of the league years ago, and here he comes signing on with the Jets. Really annoying. So my attitude was like, Joe, everyone's like, because I did a video ranting about this, everyone's like, Joe, relax, he's gonna be a punt returner. But I'm like, dude, I got Breece Hall in one of my dynasty leagues, and if I find out that Tariq Cohen even catches so much as a pass, I'm gonna lose it. Because that guy, he's not even supposed to be relevant, and here he is, back on the Jets. Really annoying, Tim. Really annoying.
You gotta let those old guys make some money, man.
I don't want him. I don't want him anywhere near my Breece Hall. But anyway, those are my thoughts. So that's it for news. Let's go right to it. Old guys, draft them or not. Let's talk about them. Are they worthy of a draft? The first guy I want to bring up here, Tim. Oh, yeah. Smash it, tap it, slap it. Hit the thumbs up, though. Smash it, tap it, slap it. Do you like that saying? People seem to like that. Smash it, tap it, slap it. Hit the thumbs up.
I think you do need to get a shirt made, and you need to put someone's ass like right there with a hand, giving the thumb up, maybe. Not a real slap, but a thumbs up.
Lion roar. Yeah, hit it. And then grab 16 rounds. If you haven't got it, secure the solution, secure the championship, put your light years out of the competition. Sleepers, breakouts, optimal players, draft, draft, everything you need to smash leagues, grab 16 rounds right now. All right, let's go to it. First guy, Nick Chubb here. Let's talk about him. He's old. He's coming off that major. If you guys remember that catastrophic knee injury where it kind of jackknifed his knee, it looked terrible, horrific. Apparently, it wasn't as bad as it looked. He's apparently had a surgery. He's healed up, should be ready to go for the season. But Tim, we're talking about a guy that's kind of old. He's entering his 7th season. played 2 games last year. I don't know, man. Coming off that injury, and with running backs, Tim, it's always like 2 years till they're kind of like 100%. I don't know, man. This does not intrigue me at all. Are you in on Nick Chubb at all this year?
First of all, let me start by saying, I swear to God, you just went to like the ADP page, scrolled down and said, here's a spot. I'm going to pick a bunch of guys because all of these guys are like late 90, low 100. I mean, your top one is 121 ADP this year. So
Yeah.
am I in on some of these guys? Oh, hell yeah, man. 8th, 9th round. Some of these guys, God damn, yes. Yes. And Nick Chubb is definitely one of them. Is it a little bit of a risk? Sure, a little bit, but in the 9th round, who else is there? Jerome Ford? Ford was really used a lot in the passing game, man. Chubb is a beast on the ground. We know that. We know from when Kareem Hunt was there. In fact, last year we were both on Chubb because Hunt was gone. We were like, Chubb, 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 Chubb. And like, come on. But this year, yes, give it to me. He will get those touchdowns, man. He will be pounding that rock in the short yardage. Absolutely. I would take him 100%.
You made a good point here. With all these guys, as I was going through them, they're all like, some of them are in great positions to succeed. Nick Chubb, still the RB1 on his team, right? The next couple guys, pretty high up on the depth chart. They're going to get work, but the value is immense. It's amazing. So that's where I'm thinking like, old, but you're getting them for a steal. And then you ask yourself, are you in on them? I just can't bring myself to be in on a lot of these guys we're going to talk about, including Nick Chubb. I just draft based on youth a lot of the time. Young guys, rookies a lot. Not so much in the early rounds, but more later on. So when we're looking at guys like this, I'm looking for more younger guys, more upside guys at the particular ADP. But Nick Chubb could have an outstanding season, and he could come back angry, Tim. He could come back and say, hey, man, I was screwed out of a good season last year. I'm going to prove him wrong. I'm going to show you my knee is good. I'm going to run it hard. He's one of, if not the best pure runners in the NFL. He's a really good running back. So it's going to be interesting, man. So let us know in the comments below. Are you drafting Nick Chubb? Overall ADP, what is he, like 90 something?
Yeah. It's like high 90s, man.
That's crazy. That's really, really good value. So are you guys in on him? I got him at 101 here in PPR. Overall, 101. In PPR. So yeah, still 90 to 100. That's insane value. Next guy here I want to pull up here is Courtland Sutton. Okay. Courtland Sutton, we were just talking about this off the air, Tim. This guy's older. He's not a young guy. He's never been outstanding, but he's had some bad quarterback play, and his quarterbacks haven't been amazing through the years. You can kind of make some excuses here for Courtland Sutton, but listen to this, okay? It's reported that Sutton's hoping to receive a new deal before the start of 2022. Sutton, who has 2 years left on his current contract, is slated to make $13.6 billion this season, which is well below the market value. And we saw Nico Collins get paid big time, right? And he hasn't been amazing, so the market is really booming for wide receivers and everybody in general. He initially signed a 4-year, $60.8 million extension in November of 2021, but there's only $2 million remaining for that deal in guaranteed money. So he's looking to make some money. He's holding out. So I kind of understand where he's coming from. I mean, he's not outstanding, but guys like Nico Collins are getting like $24 million a year. Sutton wants some money, so there's that aspect of it, and then there's a fantasy aspect. So first and foremost, Sutton, do you think, holding out, you're Courtland Sutton, for God's sake. You're not like Justin Jefferson. Like, I don't know, man. I'm not seeing this.
Yeah, let's put it this way. He's ass, but he's the best ass on the team. I mean, that's really what it boils down to, man. I mean, last year, 59 receptions. Really? And that's your wide receiver 1. 59 receptions, but 10 touchdowns, baby. So that made a big difference. But really, no. I mean, listen, he's not asking for a ton of dough as far as what he already had. You said 13.6. Now he's looking for like 15, 16. So he's not looking for crazy money. But still, just whatever. Play your year, get a signed deal. I don't care. He's okay. That's all he is. He's okay.
But he's that like wide receiver 1. I want to talk about a sleeper, Troy Franklin this year, rookie. He's got that connection with Bo Nix. So Bo Nix, Troy Franklin, look out for that on a side tangent. But he is, in theory, again, still the wide receiver 1 on this offense. If he gets paid, which he should, it's not going to be a Nico Collins type deal, but he should get something. Again, really, really good value. If you are looking for that wide receiver 1 in, mid to late rounds, he's 96 overall right now. Wide receiver 44. That is insane. That's insane. Again, this guy is a wide receiver one on his team with a rookie quarterback coming in. You got that question mark. I don't know, man. I'm not excited. This doesn't I don't wake up in the morning saying, yeah, I'm running to my drafting Courtland Sutton. But hey, he could be a viable, safe guy, just doesn't have that ceiling.
Yeah.
All right, moving on here, Tim. Let's go here to Tyler Lockett, a guy that I've never been a fan of. His numbers are deceivingly good, but for fantasy and for me, he just never excited me. Tyler Lockett, Tim, he's in a committee now with, you've got, DK Metcalf, you've got JSN there. JSN should take a step up. Tyler Lockett, they've re-signed him. Again, am I waking up in the morning excited about him? No, but again, a viable wide receiver. What's his ADP? I got him at 106, wide receiver 45. Immense value, but you're in that situation, Tim, where you're in a wide receiver committee, uncertainty who the wide receiver one is. He's kind of been that safety blanket. Then you got mediocre Geno Smith. Thoughts on Tyler?
Once again, man, there's 3 equally capable wide receivers there. So, unless something happens to one of these other guys, nobody's going to explode on this team. It's going to be 3 relatively equal shared guys, and I'm not excited about any of them. But again, you're talking 105, 106. You're talking 9th round picks here. Who cares? Grab him, hope for the best, play him every now and then if you have to. It all depends, man. But I'm never excited. Tyler Lockett has never been a guy for me.
To put it in context, he was the number 1 target getter last year, 122, right? 5 touchdowns, 894 yards. So most targets. And DK Metcalf 119 compared to the 122, right? More receptions, 79 compared to Metcalf 66. But where Metcalf beat him is the 8 touchdowns compared to 5 to Lockett, and then the 1,114 yards compared to 894. So yardage and touchdowns lead Metcalf, and targets and receptions lead Tyler Lockett. Either way, it's a split. It's a mess. I like to stay away from these disasters. But so if you look at it, Metcalf more expensive, Lockett the better value out of the two. But again, you're looking at JSN taking a step up. You got Walker out of the backfield. It's a bit of a disaster. And again, I'm not sold on Geno Smith as quarterback. So Lockett is just not a guy I'm targeting, straight up. Let us know what you guys think. Lockett, were you looking at him? But again, I always look at the upside guys in less committees, even at wide receiver. Mm-hmm. All right, let's keep on rolling along here. Next guy I love to hate. You know him, Tim. And I told you he'd bust last year. And if you keep guessing at something, you're eventually going to get it right. So
I love the fact that you say guessing at something, because that's all it is, man.
A lot of fantasy. I was listening to, I never listen to stuff, but I was listening to another show. I won't say who. It wasn't it wasn't like a podcast. It was more like a radio type thing. And they're talking about touch, feel, and something like sense, touch, feel with players, like just sensing that they're good instead of just going on analytics. And to be honest, sensing and gut feeling plays a big factor on decisions. And I knew that he was going to decline. So I looked at the stats. I looked at the potential regression, the new offensive coordinator last year. So it's not just I'm guessing. There is a bit of a touch feel to it, but a lot of it is actually looking at analytics and looking at trends, what's going up and what's going down. So I knew he was going down. That being said, such a down year last year, Tim, he could come up. And again, great value because he was a first-round pick last year. Now, man, the Sheeps have completely forgot about him, Tim. He's nobody to them now.
He's fallen off the map here, man. He's pushing the 100 mark here.
As where he should be initially, but nobody believed me. Well, I mean, 16 rounders and the Lions.
He is still an ideal scat back. Last year was a bad year, period. That's all there is to it. This is tremendous value for him.
People will disagree. Like, he's not a scat back. He is. He's not a rushing. He's not a touchdown guy. He's a receiving back, pretty much, primarily.
Yeah.
I don't think he's ever rushed for 1,000 yards, ever in his entire career. Let me see. I think maybe one.
I remember you were bashing him, saying he's not a rushing guy, and then that year his rushing was way better than his receiving. That was, I think, 2 years ago.
Dude, he's never had one 1,000-yard rushing season out of his 7
Even
seasons.
still, you can't just look at rushing only. We care about PPR points, man. And when you're talking running backs, a lot of those points are coming from receptions. So he's ideal in that sense. That's why McCaffrey is so damn good too.
Yeah, I don't care about this guy at all, man. He's not. He doesn't.
But let's put it this way: at 100, and he's only competing with Brian Robinson Jr. Now, there is some oddballs here. Jaden Daniels probably going to be the starter, running quarterback. But to me, that might mix things up even better, right? Because it adds another dimension to the team. Defenses might struggle a little more. I got to cover the quarterback. I got to cover this great running back. I was going to say this great running back. So it could play in his favor, man. I expect at 100, he is a friggin' steal.
Let me put it this way. He is exactly where he belongs. That's
No,
it.
you're drunk.
No. What I mean is 100 ADP is what I mean. He belongs. So
No.
yeah, he does. He belongs down there because he's not that good. Last year, everybody had him in the first round. Like, dude, this is crazy. I didn't see it. So this is where he belongs. That's it.
I'm not eating caca on this one.
I don't believe him. But this is where he is. He was never a first round kind of guy. He was just not a good running back. I never thought he was good. He was a product of the offense in a great situation, and he thrived there. Good for him. You'll never see the Austin Ekeler of a year or two ago. That's it.
Yeah, and you probably won't, but still totally viable, and especially at this price.
All right, moving along to a guy that I love to hate as well, and I just really don't like this guy, Zeke Elliott. Yeah, man, when you look at Zeke Elliott, that's the next guy, I really, really love to hate. Now, Tim, let's have a magical moment here. Let's go back and pretend we are actually Dallas Cowboys owners. Okay, here we go. Let's bring in some song here. All right, so Tim and I are owners of the Dallas Cowboys. We say, hey, a couple of years ago, whatever it was, 1.5 years ago, we don't want Zeke anymore. He sucks. He's been declining every year. We made an executive decision to get rid of this guy. He's washed up. He's done. Then he goes to another team, and we're like, okay, we moved on with our life. Our basic and major need here is because Pollard sucked last year. We got rid of Pollard. Now we need a running back. Rico Dowell, Deuce Vaughn's too small. It's not going to happen. So we make an executive decision to bring Zeke back. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. Like, you guys could have had Trey Benson. You could have had Braille Allen. You could have had all these great running backs, potentially great rookie running backs. They looked good in college and had a good starting running back. Instead, you bring up washed up Zeke, who, again, remember, we got rid of Zeke a couple years ago, and we saw what he did in the Patriots, and he averaged like 3.5 yards per carry, sucked. And now let's just bring him back and make him our starter again. Like, I just don't see any logic, and it annoys me as a fantasy person because you had a void there that really could have brought in somebody and made him a really good fantasy star, and now you've got washed up Zeke. And he's annoying, and it's just like, why? I don't know, man. I don't want no part of him. I hate this guy. I hope he ends up in the CFL. I don't care about Zeke Elliott. I'm annoyed with I don't care about the Cowboys except for Jake Ferguson. That's it.
I love it. I was looking up fantasy stuff today, which I never do, but I was looking up something and I heard one of the other analysts saying, so the Cowboys, who did nothing in the draft, like really, they did nothing in the draft. They did, like you say, they had an opportunity, man. They should have picked up a running back nice and early, someone that they could build with. Instead, they did nothing. Yes, they bring back Zeke. You know what? Zeke is still one of those tough runners. I think he's going to have some of those games where he puts in multi-touchdowns. But other than that, not exciting at all. Isn't also Kareem Hunt still a free agent? Like, hey guys, if you want to go this route, why don't you have Zeke run the ball and call Kareem and he can do the receiving part of things? Like, I just don't get it. I don't know. But even still, I mean, this guy's ADP right now is like 120. So again, you're not paying anything for him. Just friggin' grab him. If you're feeling good that week, throw him in. Hopefully he gets a couple touchdowns and he's going to be good for you.
Yeah, Zeke Elliott sucks, man. No stock in him. Last guy I'm on the fence about here, just in regards to potentially drafting, but I'd lean no for me anyway, is Alvin Kamara. They got Condre Miller there, who did nothing pretty much last year. And, I don't know, man. Alvin Kamara is up there in age. And again, I remember him being good. He's the one I really dislike him to not only for his off-field issues, but more particularly that he was the kind of the pioneer of the running back by committee when he was with Mark Ingram. It was kind of these guys that started. He was the receiving back. Ingram was kind of the guy, the bruiser, the guy that punched it in. But Alvin Kamara this year, he's still the man there. He's similar to Ekeler and some of these other guys. He just doesn't rush for a lot of yards, makes it up in the receiving game. How many receptions is he going to get this year? I don't know, man. Everyone's talking about Kendra Miller, but he doesn't excite me either. He's just not a guy that it's a disaster. Like I'm staying away from this entire committee. I do like Rashid Shaheed, especially for best ball, and he's coming to the sports summit. I like Rashid Shaheed. I think he takes a step up this year, and he's better value than Olave, but Kamara, no for me. How are you feeling about Mr. Alvin?
You know what? I still like him as a player. I still think he's the one on the team. He's the only one on the team. Let's put it that way. He's great in the receiving and pretty good in the rushing as well. It's going to be there, man. The whole question with him is the touchdowns. That's what it's going to boil down to. He's going to put up the numbers in every other stat. It's just, is he going to get 15 touchdowns or is he going to get 5? Because that's the way it's gone for him. So some years he'll feast, other years it's famine. Makes a huge difference. He never plays a full season either. Like, never. He always misses 2 to 3 games at least. So last year, though, I think he missed 3 or 4. And he would have had 300 points. He would have been pretty damn good, man. So, what did we say? He's going like roughly mid 40s here. So he's going kind of early to mid 4th, let's say. It's not bad, but like you say, getting up there in age.
I know, get your feedback here. Are you more into drafting these older guys? Do they appeal to you? Are you more into the youth? If you want all the answers, grab 60 rounds because give you all the optimal players, omitting guys that are, in different weird situations like Ekeler now, new situations that are declining. And I just kind of weed those guys out. I don't draft them, Tim. I know you're more inclined to get the value, it seems.
Yes, this is where you and I play this game totally different. I'm more of the safe and secure, and you're going for the home run. You're going for those rookies that could step up, stuff like that. So I think that's great. I think, some people might side with me, some will side with you. And hey, guys, do what you feel comfortable with. Do you like playing it a little more risky, or do you like playing safe and sucking?
That's it, guys. Let us know in the comments below. Hope you guys enjoy the drive. Have yourself an outstanding day no matter what you do. Tim and I used to work together. We'll tell people more on the other show what we used to do in our last life. So make sure you guys tune in. We'll do it for Monday morning. But I understand the commute, so it's nice to get something to listen to in the morning. And I want to give that to people every morning at 7, just to give them kind of an escape from reality. That's what fantasy football is for, man. It's an escape. That was an escape for me when I worked 9 to 5. Hopefully we can create that escape for you guys. So smash it, tap it, slap it, hit the thumbs up, and we'll talk soon. That's it.
Have a great day, guys.
Thanks, Tim. Enjoy your day, guys. Drive safe. I'm out.